Right. Well, I'd love to introduce you to Claire Best. Claire Best from Claire Best Marketing. Hi, Claire.
Hello, Louise.
Lovely to see you today.
You too.
What I wanted to do was really ask you about marketing because you are a marketing guru. It's been brilliant actually to have lots of chats with you over the last few months. When I was looking, when we've had chats, I looked and realised that you've always been a marketing person forever, having done lots and lots of jobs in lots of large corporates over the last years, and then more recently in the last 5-6 years worked for yourself. So yes, marketing guru here.
Well, interesting unknown fact is I actually dropped marketing at university.
Did you?
Which I think, some people think is very intriguing. But I think for me, I've always worked in marketing. And even my first jobs were very much around the customer. So looking at understanding what customers were doing and working out what was appropriate for them in terms of the products that we had way back when I started my first job post uni. So it has really shaped everything I do with regard to my marketing, definitely. And worked in some very big corporates, big names like John Lewis, and then 6 years ago set up my own company. Really built on the belief that actually it doesn't matter what size your business is, having great marketing is really important to make you grow. So I've been fortunate enough to have some amazing opportunities in my career, and it was for me about sharing those and being able to use those with smaller businesses.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm guessing that with over the last 3 months, a lot of businesses went, whoa, not going to do anything, which was probably in some ways a wrong thing to do for a lot of businesses, not all of them. But have you seen a kind of change in the last few months, really, in terms of people starting to think, oh, maybe I need to get back into it now?
It's really interesting. My clients went in two completely opposite directions. So obviously people had the priority of sorting out their staff and what their situation was. But once that was done, I think some people went, I can't think about marketing. I need to just put things on hold. And I think the other people went, this is actually a good opportunity for us to look at what we need to do, because obviously marketing is quite broad. It's not just about the communication side of things. It's about how you position your product. What are the components of the product or the service that you sell? How are you going to distribute it? It's all of those things that marketing makes up. So for a number of my clients, it was a really good opportunity to take that wider, more strategic look at what they were doing. And I think now, as we start to ease lockdown, more people have started to do that and started to, a lot of those clients that kind of put things on hold are now coming back saying, right, okay, now I need to look at what I need to do with regard to my marketing. But I think, certainly what you were alluding to, Louise, is it's about having, consistency of message and being out there still, even if it is saying we're having to close our premises or whatever. It's about maintaining that contact so people know you are still around, I think, at a basic.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so important, and with so many more people being at home and being online, it's just keeping what you do in their minds, isn't it? And it can be just something, like you say, something to say, look, we're not doing anything, but we're still here. But keeping in contact with your customers, so important. And so many people don't or haven't. And I just think, how mad are they?
It's really interesting that a lot of times I get approached about how to attract new customers, and actually you can do so, the first thing I do is to check with people what they're doing with their existing customers, because they're such a powerful marketing force. They're there as advocates, they're there to recommend, and also they're there to buy more. Quite importantly, so I always try and get people to do more with their existing customer base as they can, and also it's a lot cheaper to do that, so it does make it more cost effective to do as much as you can with your existing base. I mean, obviously it depends on what the company's trying to achieve, but definitely it's about making sure you're doing everything you can with your existing customers as well.
I know you said that you had written a few blogs recently, and in terms of marketing strategy, I know is something that you're passionate about, making sure that all businesses, whether they're one person bands or larger companies, do have some kind of strategy.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I've been on my own journey, and I think when I came out of the corporate world, which is full of massive strategies and lots of different ones for different things, I was a little bit reticent to use the word strategy with smaller companies because I thought, oh, they're not going to know, or they're not going to want that. That's really complex. But actually, I think for me, the journey's been that strategies don't have to be complex. They don't have to be a 20-page PowerPoint presentation. They don't have to be a theoretical thing that you then prop your laptop up with, and you never use again. For me, strategy comes down to three simple things. Who are you trying to target? How are you going to convince them that actually, how convince them to do what you'd like them to do? And what do you want to achieve? And I have a sort of, I guess, a marketing tool bag, a kit bag of things that I use to help people answer those questions. But I think if you answer those questions, it's so empowering for your marketing and for your business, because then everything goes back to those three questions and the answers you've given, and you move your marketing forward and have some effect with it.
I'm guessing, if you're doing this and it doesn't fit in with your plan, why are you doing it? We actually can all spend so much time doing stuff that's really not going to make that boat go any faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, if you're a one-man band, that's, really important. You can dive down a rabbit hole, for example, of social media, and you spend so much time on it, but actually, are you building those blocks towards what you're trying to achieve? But if you're in a bigger company and you've got a series of resource, you might even have some salespeople, are you all heading in the same direction, or are you all chipping away at different places? And you lose the synergy there, you lose the impact of all working towards one thing. And it's such a simple thing, but it's sometimes quite hard to get everybody behind the same thing. But I think with a marketing strategy, it means that you're all there, you're all saying the same messaging. So, you look at someone like Apple, for example, when you see them, when you come into contact with them, whether that's in their stores, online, in their customer service, you will get the same experience. You learn to, you know what to expect with Apple. And it doesn't matter whether you're Apple or a smaller company, that's really important. Consistency of message. And agreeing what that message is up front through that strategy is really important and really powerful.
So the other thing that I know you offer are your power hours. I love that, power hour. So what is a power hour?
Power hours came about because some people want to do their own marketing, but they just need a bit of help either to kickstart it or with help with a bit of direction. So I do either power hours or slightly longer business planning sessions where they're really action orientated, and we'll go through a specific thing that you want to cover. So for example, I've had people say to me, right, I want to cover in power hour, I want to cover what on earth is marketing and what are the things you think I need to focus on? Now that's a huge question, so we can only do sort of small chunks of it. But for example, I've had people then go, right, can you help me review my website against where I want to be? I've had people say, can you help me create a content plan around what, for the next 6 months, about what I should be looking at on Facebook? Obviously, these are all based on, I give them lots of questions up front to make sure that they know where they're heading to be able to answer those things in the power hour. But they're great as a way of a short, sharp, very action-orientated hour where people can then really go away and they've got some clear steps to move forward. I think sometimes it's knowing where to even start, and I think those power hours really help to kind of clarify that and get people moving.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So in terms of you can work with companies and firms, so if they haven't got their own in-house marketing, you can work with them on an ongoing basis, but you can also work with individuals. Lots of people who have set up their own companies and they're one-person bands, and they're busy doing the job that they're doing. So you can work with both types of organisations, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you're a successful business owner and you want to continue to grow, you want to be able to focus on what you do best. And so actually having someone that you can go, right, I need someone who I can rely on, who I can trust, who I know is going to do a really good job to just take that marketing off my table so I can concentrate on what I'm doing. And that's kind of my role with a number of my clients. Equally though, you might have a more junior marketing person or marketing resource in your company, and I'm there to really help steer things. So again, it's that marriage between where does the business want to go, and the marketing tactics, and that bit in the middle to connect the two. And I'm that person that then brings the two things together. So yeah, it does very much depend on your setup, but I've certainly experienced and worked in both ways. And I think they're both, they both require that link between what the business wants and then therefore what are the marketing tactics that you need to do.
Yeah. So in terms of how can people get hold of you, Claire? What's the best way?
Well, my website, clairebestmarketing.com, has lots of information. It's also got lots of useful blogs and sort of latest news of things to help you in your marketing. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as Claire Best Marketing, so you'll find me on those, and obviously on LinkedIn as Claire Best. So yeah, lots of different ways you can contact me and find out a lot more information. I've got all my sort of articles and things like that on LinkedIn as well, so hopefully lots of useful tips and tricks there for people in marketing. That's
brilliant. I'm sorry it's so short. We could talk forever. I know we had a chat beforehand. It's like, oh, actually, I should have recorded that as well. So it's a fascinating subject, and I really hope people do, make contact with you, Claire, and because you're so easy to talk to, and don't let the word strategy put you off. It's it's just a plan. It's just something to work towards. So do give Claire a call, and she can have a chat with you. So thanks for today. For talking
very much, Louise. Thanks for your time.